And go. Hi, Amalin. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. I'm good. Very, very busy. How's
Okay,
everyone
can
over there? Okay.
a little introduction about yourself?
All right. A little introduction about myself. My name is Amalin. I am from Malaysia, of course. I was born in Kuala Lumpur, but I grew up in Kuantan. Any Kuantanites out in the crowd? Anyone from Pahang? Ooh, Pahang.
Hi.
All right, Pahang present. All right. I've spent a lot of time with youth, with nature through a whole different range of outdoor activities like camping, trail running, and all of this. And through this, I basically discovered like a bond between me and nature. And ever since I was a kid, like you guys, I've always been involved with social activities and social work, and slowly I started to realize that nature is not, no one is taking care of nature. So that's where I slowly developed to get more involved. I started getting involved with like campaigns like tree planting and things like that, and I am now one of the main members of Power Shift Malaysia. And yeah, I'll maybe talk a bit more about my journey to how I got here later. All right.
Okay.
Um, could I just ask a question first? Okay tak I cakap like mix BM English? Okay tak? Alright, alright. Okay. So I cakap campur sikit boleh ya? Alright, alright. Okay.
So maybe we can start with question number one, which is what is COP?
Alright. Okay. So what is COP? Who knows what does COP stand for? Anyone? What does COP stand for? Okay, COP is basically it stands for Conference of Parties. Okay, this is macam initiative mula daripada UN. Okay, United Nations. So under United Nations, dia ada the separate section called United Nations Framework Convention for Climate Change. So UNFCCC. So UNFCCC. So under this UNFCCC, dia ada banyak like different aspects lah, and COP21 is one of the main things. So what do we do at COP21 and what is it? It is basically like all the world leaders and the world government, they come together and they discuss macam like this one text, macam undang-undang lah, like it's sort of like a law or like a text where all the countries don't have to follow it, but they should. So where we can all live in a world where we can combat climate change, because that is the number one problem which a lot of countries are facing right now. So in COP21, what happened? COP generally, what happens is people, world leaders, and all that come together and they discuss how can they compromise and work together to achieve certain goals so that we can combat climate change. So we can actually have a future for you guys, for the youth of the future. Okay. So that is roughly what COP21 is. If you guys want more details, do you guys want more details, or is that a bit? Is that okay?
Okay, I think they got it. Maybe we can move on to the next question. So you're part of
All
the
right.
Malaysian Youth Delegation, and you're at COP because you're part of this group. So what is it actually, and how did it get there, and why are you there?
Okay.
Isn't it all adults and politicians there?
Yes, yes. All right. This is actually a very interesting question. I've been telling a lot of people about this over the past few days. So right now, I'm not in COP because the internet there was not so good for me. So I'm here back home to talk to you guys. All right. So what am I doing here? I am part of the Malaysian Youth Delegation. Okay. So the Malaysian youth delegation is basically a group of youth from around Malaysia. We are here at COP for two reasons. Okay, one is to hold our leaders accountable. Okay, so before our world leaders and our negotiators they go to COP, they actually discuss what they are going to say in COP over here in Malaysia. In this year, we had like certain things that we wanted to address, like how much renewable energy will we start using? How much carbon emission will we cut? So like semua benda-benda ni, dia dah cakap dekat sini in Malaysia. They've already discussed about this. So when they bring whatever they cakap dekat Malaysia, they bring it to Paris. And then after that, whatever they say in Paris, whatever they do in Paris or in COP, they're going to bring it back home. So we make sure the youth, Malaysian youth delegation is here to hold them accountable. So basically make sure they say what they're supposed to say, and they don't forget about others. They tidak menindas kita. They don't go over our head or things like that. They make sure they say the right things. They make the right deals that have already been agreed upon back in Malaysia. And how do we do this? We basically have a very strong relationship with our negotiators, with our ministers. Kita like before kita datang kepada COP, kita start MYD recruitment was back in May. So in May, we had, there was a form that went out, siapa yang minat, boleh join ini, then things like that. There was a selection process, and there was interviews and all that, and then not really so strict. If you want to see whether people are really passionate, okay. Then after that, what we did is from June right up until November, sampai like sebelum kita datang, kita ada training session. So we had these things where to get us, the youth, ready for what is going to be happening in COP. Because dekat COP memang banyak, a lot of things going on dekat COP. So for us to understand, so that when we come here, we are not lost, and at the same time, we can figure out what we need to do here. Like macam I cakap, how are we going to hold our leaders accountable? So this is stuff kita ada belajar sebelum ni lah. Like kita ada cakap dengan negotiator kita daripada Malaysia, the lead negotiator Dr. Gary, daripada National Resource and Environment, the ministry, the Minister of NRE juga kita ada jumpa, kita berbincang dengan mereka, talk to them, so kita ada relationship with them. So when they come back from COP nanti, kita boleh work together with them to help to realize whatever they said over here lah. So that is one of the things that MYD does. Okay. The second thing that we do is we represent the Malaysian youth voice. Okay. Sebab this is something that we as Malaysians, we have to be very proud, because dekat COP punya conference dah berapa tahun dah. This is the 21st conference, 21 dah lalu dah. Number 21 is now. So throughout all of these conferences over like maybe the past 10 years, our Malaysian negotiators actually are amazing. Kita punya negotiators are leaders of different groups. Like in the COP, all the different countries kan. So like they all group together when they have like common what do you call it, stakes. They have like other the same stakes lah, like as in they all have like the same interests and things like that. They join together and form a group. So two of the biggest groups is G77, that is one that has 120 something countries together, and the like-minded developing countries. These are two very big groups in COP. Okay, so they fight for their interests together lah. Okay, so the leaders of these two groups is Malaysian. It's Malaysian negotiators. This is something we all should be very proud of. But as in people from around the world, they listen to whatever the Malaysian negotiators have to say. We as Malaysians must be very proud on this. So what we are here to do is Malaysian youth, we are here to represent the youth voice. Because selalu kita dengar tentang negotiator yang besar-besar, they make all sorts of big decisions. Tapi mana youth? Mana orang muda? Tak ada lagi. So we are the first official Malaysian youth delegation to COP21. We are recognized by our ministers. They know we are here. They give us special badge to come into the negotiation, and we are here to represent the Malaysian youth voice. We are here to voice out pendapat-pendapat kita. Kita punya pendapat mungkin tak sama dengan orang-orang atas, orang-orang tua, all this old negotiator punya tu. Sebab the future, masa depan adalah hak kita. It's our right. The future is ours. So we should have a voice in negotiations like this. So that is why we are here. Yeah.
Okay, Amalin, thank you. I have some questions. You say that the youth MYD, the Malaysian Youth Delegations, is made up of a lot of young people. Are there any younger people than you there?
Okay. Here under the general term youth maksudnya 18 hingga 35 lah. Okay, this is orang-orang muda. Tapi one issue is that we do not have younger people usia kurang daripada 18. We don't have them here because of certain reasons like preparedness and things like that, and as well as voicing out the concerns and all of that. They rather keep it to the youth and not to the children, that sort of thing. It's not that there is a difference. At the end of the day, you guys also will go up and then you'll be youth as well. Okay, but to address this concern, for COP21, young people 18 to 35 are only there. But for this, they have a solution. We want to get more younger people involved. We want people like you guys, all of y'all, all over there, all primary school, secondary school. We want you guys also to be engaged. So what do? We have a separate conference right before COP21, which is called COY, Conference of Youth. So usually happens 3 days or 4 days before COP, and it's basically a conference of youth, and this is for all young people. You can be 6 years old, you can be 35 years old, as long as you're young, as long as you are like me and all of y'all, you can go for COI. So what happens in COI is basically, it is a big conference where we have all sorts of different things going on. Like, for example, this year, we have 5 different themes: production, inspiration, capacity building, and I can't remember, creativity and manifesto. Okay, so the 4 different ones which I mentioned first, production, creativity and all that, these are more like to teach people, let people see what are the other people in the world doing. What are other youth doing? What are the things we can talk about? Sebagai rakan-rakan muda, we can talk about all these different things. Kita boleh voice out our pendapat. Kita nak tunjuk orang projek-projek yang kita buat. This is a place that we can do that. Okay? But the 5th one, the COI Manifesto, okay? This is a session where we, the youth, kita come up with a position. As in, like you punya pendapat, kita collect all the pendapat daripada semua youth, young people, bukan saja 18 hingga 35, tapi daripada kids from 8 years old, 9 years old. In the recent COP, I met, there was this young girl, she was 7 years old, dia datang kepada COI. Tapi dia pun ada pendapat dia juga. So, dia akan ambil semua pendapat-pendapat orang, ambil dia, then kita akan letak manifesto. Kita akan buat like a declaration. So in this declaration, it's all our pendapat and things like that. We group it up into different categories like human rights, education, capacity building, all these different themes or tema. Kita akan take all of this and we will make a proper manifesto, and this manifesto, we will present it to the UN. We will try to push for our manifesto to be presented in COP, so that COP will understand that we, the young people, not just me, but you guys, all of you guys there also, like the young people like y'all and me, we will have our voice heard in COP also. So there is two different sessions as well, but they try to link it like that as well. Yeah. Yes,
okay,
Natasha.
thank you, Adrian. I think we'll ask some questions from the floor.
All right.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, who's got any questions for us? Can you give up here? Any questions? Anybody watching? And the next one, representing Malaysian youth.
Come, ask questions. I'm more than happy to answer.
Anybody else? Anybody?
Hi.
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 My name is Shasha.
Hi, Shaisha. Aisha ke?
What?
Okay, continue. Sorry.
This question may have nothing to do with environmental issues, but many have questioned this issue. As you know, the prices of the fares of some public transports has increased dramatically. So I would like to know your opinion about this. What should we do so that this will not be a huge burden for us? And does this issue will affect our country's nature because many people will start using their own cars and the usage of petrol will increase?
Okay.
Did you get that?
Could you repeat it without the mic so I can hear clearly?
Read the question there to the microphone here.
Okay. Okay. This question may have nothing to do with environmental issues, but many have questioned this issue. As we know, the prices of the fares of some public transports has increased dramatically. So I would like to know your opinion about this. What should we do so that this will not be a huge burden for us? And does this issue will affect our country's nature? Because maybe people will start using their own cars and the usage of petrol will increase.
Okay, that's actually a very, very good question. So public transport and things like that, yes, things are going up, prices are going up. So what can you guys do as youth? Like young people, orang-orang muda, what can you guys do? That is actually a very interesting question, because most of the time we think that, oh, we are just young, we cannot do all of this. It's all old people or the government officials who do all this. But what you guys can do is you can voice out your opinion. Just because you're young doesn't mean that you don't have an opinion. So I believe that you guys can start talking to people and let people know what is going on. Like, tell them your opinion, tell them your voice, tell them what you think about this issue. Tell them that, yeah, we don't want people to start using more petrol. So voice out your opinion. That is what I feel that you guys can do. And just voicing it out is not just the only thing you can do, voice it out to the right channel. Like we have Kementerian Belia dan Sukan, Kementerian Belia, young people. You can voice it out to them. You can let people know from different groups. You can let the media know. Maybe get a collective. You got so many people, so many young people there. Ask them what are their opinions. Maybe you can come together and craft up something that all of y'all agree upon, an opinion, and let people know. Tell them that you guys, the young people, are finding this problematic. So yeah, that is what my opinion on the matter. Yeah, about what you guys as young people can do. Natasha?
Well, another question here. Maybe after this one, then we can try and get in touch with Adrian.
Yeah, he's actually on the, all right.
We see you, Adrian. We'll be with you in a minute. Introduce yourself and read your question out here, and then you repeat it here for him so everybody can hear it. Thank you.
So hello.
Hi.
My name is Lan. And this is my question. So you told us that you all got some questions to the conference. And what is the main question? What is the main thing that you brought from Malaysia to the conference? You told that. Oh, you heard it?
No, I didn't really hear. Could you repeat it in the mic? Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You told us that. You told us that. You told us that you brought something from Malaysia to the conference. And what's the main thing that you're gonna talk at your conference?
What do you mean? Could you be a bit more clear? What?
I mean
what?
That we already discussed in Malaysia.
Okay, the things that we've discussed in Malaysia and what the negotiators bring forward. Okay, so before coming to any COP, basically the Malaysian negotiator team, together with the ministry and our leaders, they come together to discuss what is the Malaysian stand on climate change. What do we want to achieve as Malaysians? Because we have different issues that other countries don't have. And at the same time, other countries have issues that we don't have. So we need to, before we go to COP, the Malaysian negotiators, the Malaysian ministry, and the leaders have to come together and we want to bring up in COP. What are the things that we need to be firm upon before we go off the COP? So some of the things that that the Malaysian negotiating team has talked about before going there is listed out in an article, in something called an INDC, Intended National Declaration Commitment. Okay, so basically we have already in the UN process, they've already asked these countries to send out their INDCs, which is basically what they are going to promise to do. Okay, so this promise and everything was already decided back home in Malaysia. In a lot of different countries, they also do the same thing as well. So they bring forward their INDC and then they will let people know this is what we're going to be doing. This is what we're going to do. So some of the things in our INDC include we are going to reduce the amount of carbon emissions that we have. One of the main things in our INDC is to reduce carbon emissions by intensity cut by 45%. So that means we're going to try and reduce our carbon emissions by 45%. If you want to find out more information on this, you can probably look up and read about what is the INDC and the Malaysian INDC.
Can I ask another one question?
Sure.
What is the minimum requirement to join the conference? Sorry. What is the minimum requirement?
Okay, I think I will talk about that later.
I'll let him repeat the question.
Talk about it then.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we have Adrian on the line. He is actually at COP. Hi, Adrian.
Hi, people in Malaysia. Shalom, how are you?
Adrian, introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you're doing there.
Oh, the Hangout.
All right, there are lots of there are two well, there's one South Korean there, one Singaporean there. So young Malaysians and doing in Paris COP21, we are trying to follow, monitor, and also hold our leaders accountable of what they are doing in the negotiations. There are some good announcements and then there are some not so good announcements as well. So yeah, let us know what in-depth issues that you like, what kind of want to find out, and we'll try to refer to that.
Okay, that's great. FYI, we have Indonesian delegates here as well.
Yep. So of course, every country has its own different challenges and opportunities in this climate negotiations. Countries like Malaysia and Indonesia, we have very strong and large forest intact land area. So that could be a possible opportunity that we are helping the world in sequestering or capturing all the carbon in the atmosphere. But at the same time, it is also very important that being a developing nation, we must also cater to our development needs. For example, moving people out of the poverty line, putting the resources into developing our education, our healthcare, and also our infrastructure to lead to a better state of life. But at the same time, the question is, how do we balance out this such development, which is somewhat carbon intensive, while also trying to limit the global warming to the maximum of 1.5 degrees. So developing countries like Malaysia and Indonesia are always trying to do a balancing act. How do we get a good deal that we can go home and execute it locally? Natasha.
Okay, I think we'll take more questions and I'll see if they want to direct it to Adrian or Amalan. Okay?
Okay.
Hold it out and read your question out in the mic so that your friends can hear you. You can repeat that question here, like this, so they can hear you. The microphone is here. Okay?
Hello, my name is Hafiz.
Hi, Hafiz.
Call me Hafiz. I got a question. My question is, my question is it possible to overcome climate change knowing that a lot of people still haven't realized the full effect of this problem?
Okay. Is that your question? Can you come closer and read it here? Read it out here? Just repeat your question closer.
Is it possible to overcome climate change knowing that a lot of people still haven't realized the full effect of this problem?
Okay, you want Amalan or you want Adrian to answer?
I think Adrian would be a good person to answer this question.
Okay, we'll let Adrian answer then. Go, Adrian.
Adrian? Oh, okay. I think Adrian's screen is frozen. He's probably, like I said earlier, the connections there is a bit bad. So he'll join back in shortly. But maybe I can address your question, Hafiz. Is that okay?
Yep.
Oh, yes.
All right. So how do we tackle this problem when a lot of people are still not aware about this? It's actually a bit difficult. Yeah, it is. It's actually very difficult because a lot of people, sometimes we call these people who don't know about this and also people who don't want to accept this, we call these people climate deniers, okay? And most of the time, oh, Adrian's back. Yeah, so most of the time, to address this issue, we basically have to unify ourselves. We have to let more people know, more people understand. That's one very important reason why it's important what you guys are doing. What you guys are doing in this Equal School project is because we need more and more people to realize things that climate change is not a myth, is not fake or anything like that. It's real, it's happening, it's going on right now. And we need you guys, the young people, to make a difference, to come and realize that, hey, something is going on lah. We need to find out the information. We need y'all to know about these things and actually start making a change. So yes, it is very difficult to do this movement because people don't know about climate change, or they don't agree, or they don't want to accept. But we have to change their mindset. We have to start not worrying about the problem, but start doing things, start thinking about the positive things. Okay, does that answer your question, Hafiz? Maybe you want an opinion from Adrian also?
Yeah, okay, thank you. Thanks, Armelin. Thanks,
All right.
Armelin. We have another question here from a young gentleman.
Hi, my name is
Hi.
I got a question over here.
Okay.
So, what have the COP21 achieved so far?
Okay.
What has COP21 achieved so far? I think this one, the best person to answer would be Adrian. Adrian, you want to answer this? What has COP21 achieved so far?
Sorry, can you repeat that question?
What has COP21 achieved so far?
All right. COP21 is, of course, as you know it, it's an ongoing process. We have concluded the first week in amicably very fast-paced. We have concluded the ADP tax and also the SBI tax. And this morning, yesterday, on Monday morning, we have proceeded to the what we call it the Paris Committee tax. So it's basically we're all trying to achieve a universal binding agreement, which hopefully can be signed by end of Friday, if not Saturday morning. What have COP21 achieved so far? We have seen a historic gathering of heads of states, more than 150 heads of states from all around the world, including President Jokowi, the King of the King of Laos, has also in
Hi, Adrian.
We're losing Adrian.
Sorry, you're frozen now. So I think is that okay? We've lost Adrian now, and that's the best we can get. Okay. Thank you, Thanks very much. Okay, we'll try. We've got a few more questions. There's a few more kids queuing up here. Okay, I'll just get them for you.
All right. Maybe while that's going on, I can. Okay, never mind. They're here already.
Introduce yourself. Say your question into the mic, and then ulang. Di sini. Supaya dia boleh dengar.
Hello. Nama saya Jihan. Saya dari Indonesia.
Hi.
Malaysia. Hi. My question is, my school is near a polluted area. How do students in my school stay healthy? Uh, Besides planting trees, my school is near a polluted area. How do students in my school stay healthy besides planting trees?
So how do you guys stay healthy even though you guys are near a polluted area, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So I rasa untuk soalan ni is actually you guys kena solve the main problem lah, polluted area tu lah. So kalau you nak tengok like planting trees and all of that, yes, it's good. We do need more trees and things like that. Tapi kalau you punya area tu pun dah polluted, what you can do is fix the source of the problem. Punca you all not so healthy and things like that, maybe because polluted area, but find out kenapa area tu polluted. How can you all fix that problem? Sebab kalau you nak jadi more healthy and things like that and to maintain your state of health, you all need to protect yourselves also. So you all should fix the problem which is going on there. So how can you all fix that? Ask people, tanya orang, oh government official boleh tak bersihkan tempat ni? Kita student, kita nak study dekat sini, you letak polluted area kat sana. Not nice for us. So you all kena engage lah. Tapi kalau orang tak buat untuk you buat untuk diri sendiri. You can do it yourself. Mobilize dengan you punya group orang. You can ask your parents, the adults, cikgu-cikgu, orang-orang yang tinggal dekat residential area kat sana, mari kita sama-sama bersihkan tempat ni. Kita stop this air pollution and things like that.
Tapi itu polluted area semakin luas gitu. Jadi
Okay, so kalau macam tu, you pun kena fikirlah kenapa dia jadi semakin luas. Kenapa orang tidak membuat apa-apa tentang this area? Why are people not doing anything about it? Maybe it's because macam you cakap, oh kita plant tree saja dengan tu. Itu adalah macam you're trying to fix the end problem. Tapi you tak solve the punca daripada start. That is something you all maybe kena fikir tentang tu. So instead of thinking about, oh let's plant trees, kita kasih ubat kepada nature, cari punca dia. Heal the problem. Start with the source.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Alright. And we have Adrian back.
I have another question.
Assalamualaikum.
Hi.
Waalaikumsalam.
I want to ask you, how can we encourage more people to use public transport? And my name is Ali. I'm from Indonesia.
Sorry, to use what?
How can we encourage more people to use public transport?
Oh, okay. That's easy. Can I answer now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, when we talk about public transport, we always talk about the connectivity. Yeah. When we talk about connectivity, it's all about infrastructure and how do you get from point A to point B. Many developing countries' problem is you can have your I think Jakarta have your BRT, your busway, and then Malaysia is now starting to have the BRT also one line in Sunway. So and also the MRT and also the light rail train. But the many issues is that people are getting difficulty with what we call the last mile connection. When your bus stops and when your train stops, how do you get from there to your home? So that's one issue that a lot of us in a developing country have to solve. Um, we also always forget that bicycles and pedestrian walkway both are also very important part of encouraging public transport usage. You can have the best train lines and best bus lines, but if people do not feel safe walking home at 10 o'clock at night from the bus station, that also will discourages people from using the public transport. So you need your big infrastructure investment, which is your bus and trains and all your car and road networks. But of course, you also need to have the last mile connectivity, which is your pedestrian walkway, your bus, and of course the safety issue as well. But looking at how one city in Brazil, Curitiba, what they do is that because building building a train network is very expensive and also very use a lot of land roads spaces. So what they do is that they invest very heavily on promoting their bus rapid transit, which is their BRT. So you can get from point A to point B, and they plan their development along the BRT routes. So the investment cost is probably about 10% or 20% of what you invest in a in a train, but you get the same kind of moving people around, which is very important. So yeah, rethink of how we invest in our public transport, encourage the last mile connectivity, and of course, the last point on how to encourage public transport is to remove all the fossil fuel subsidies. I take for example in Malaysia, our petroleum that we put into our cars are heavily subsidized, means it's cheaper than the market rate. Then people on the ground would feel that, hey, there's no extra incentive for them to choose between driving a car and going the public transport. But if we were to put up the real cost of petroleum and it costs more to drive a car than to take a public transport, then I'm sure the answer is very simple. People will choose public transport over individual cars. Natasha.
Okay, thank you.
Terima kasih.
And we have our last question coming up.
Hi. My name is Nabila. I'm from Indonesia. My question is, what can we do to reduce the contribution of the greenhouse effect?
Repeat the question. Come closer.
My question is, what can we do to reduce the contribution of the greenhouse effect?
Is that a question on how to reduce greenhouse gases?
Yeah, what can we do to reduce the greenhouse effect? What can we do to reduce the greenhouse effect?
The greenhouse effect, which is what we commonly known as the global warming and causing all this global temperature to increase, we have to start to rethink how we use our money. You know, I always encourage people, when you have your when you go for lunch, when you want to buy your next clothing, when you want to go for your next holiday, you know, it's all depend on your choice. You would with your money. You can choose between a local produced organic vegetarian lunch, or you can go for a carbon intensive imported from some country far away, which a lot of carbon foot miles. Uh, so between the two choices, of course, if you want to seriously help the climate change or to stop the climate change, you vote with your money. You choose and you buy your lunch in a more responsible manner. That put across the board, from the food, from the clothes you wear, and the holiday you go, and between the car and the train, which one you choose. So all this will help. If everyone in the city, everyone in the country have this responsibility, responsible options to choose, then we can help to reduce all these greenhouse gases. On a bigger scale level, how can you help to reduce all these effects which is happening? A lot of countries is already experiencing sea level water rise. I'm sure. Who is from Jakarta in the room? Hands up. Anyone from Jakarta? No. Jakarta. Siapa dari Jakarta ya? Okay, no hands up. Especially two hands up. Great. So those people in Jakarta, if you already know, you are experiencing a lot of banjir, a lot of floods, because Jakarta city is actually sinking because Jakarta is used to be a very fertile delta peat forest, but of course because the city grown, and now your soil foundation is very soft. So when then the rain comes and then the flood washes all the land out of the sea, your city is actually drowning. So what governments around the world is doing is that they are trying to do mitigation, and also adaptation. Means that they are building all this. They are focusing on how to strengthen, how to enforce your beaches, your seafront to be higher than the expected sea water level rise. If we were to expect the sea water level rise to be 1 meter high in the next 30 years, when your government trying to reclaim more land, or build more sea, then you have to plan to build higher, which is more to like 2 meters or 2.5 meters up, to strengthen your shoreline so that your seawater will not come into the city and then cause more flooding as well. So both local level, you can do something about it, but of course you also must also work with your government how to help them in strengthening and make the right decisions. Natasha.
Okay, we've run out of our questions now. And to wrap up, maybe Amalan and Adrian, would you like to share some last words with the conference participants?
Adrian, do you want to go first? Some last words? Okay, maybe I'll go first then. So I just have one thing to say to you guys. Get involved. It's time to make a difference, because the future does not belong to anyone else but you. It belongs to me, it belongs to you, it belongs to all the young people in the world. So we should start getting things done. We should get involved. So I want to know, who here is ready to get involved? Who here is ready to do something? Are you ready? Yeah, that's the spirit we want. So if you guys want to get more involved with us, next year we are going to try and get as much new things out there to get you guys more involved in COP, involved with COI, Conference of Youth. If you guys want to get involved, do check out our website from our NGO, powershiftmalaysia.org.my. I think Natasha will share that with you guys later. And I am looking forward to seeing a whole bunch of new faces next year. And I'm excited. I really am excited seeing all of you guys here. So thank you so much for having me.
All right,
Adrian?
thanks, Amalan. Yes, we are now in Paris, in France. We travel halfway around the world, trying to solve this global problem. Personally, I've not seen Paris because from the day that I arrived until today, I'm more than 18 hours inside this cold negotiation halls. But I felt that this is very important and a very crucial time in our history, that we are coming to a decision where how your future and my future gonna be decided. And I hope that after this Paris COP21 deal, this is not the end. This is just the beginning. The beginning, they're gonna come up with a plan. The world leaders gonna come up with a plan. The plan is gonna be executed by your government and you in the next 10 and 15 years when you grow up, when you become the government, when you become the researchers for the universities, when you grow up and work in the industries and also the business sectors, you will be the most impacted of the generations on climate change that we will see. Although today in 2015 we are deciding a Paris Agreement, but the Paris Agreement's deal or consequences will affect your future in the next 20 to 30 years. So my only last word is that we got a lot of work to do. Not just coming to conferences. Yes, coming to conferences is very important for us to learn up, to get to know more friends that work together, and so that we can partner together in the future programs. But most important thing, I hope that all of you will promise me that after this conference in Shah Alam, you will go home and read back what you have learned and do something about it. Work with your school, work with your community, work with your government, work with your friends around you. What you little things that you can do, it's all adds up. It's all very important. Do not give up, and let's all work together for a better future. That's it. Natasha.
Thanks. Leo, want to come and say goodbye to you now.
Bye!
Thanks, Jesse.
Thanks.
Thanks, Natasha.
Thanks, Natasha. Thanks, kids.